Never try to put gloves on with wet hands. This is what happens. Ready for your exam, Mr. Balaam? Uh-oh, Bryant. Last week, we applied my ceramic coating called the Gloss Boss. That's coming soon. And this week, after 7 days of full cure, we're seeing, can I kill it? Can I kill the hydrophobics? Can I ruin the ceramic coating? So that's what we're gonna find out in this video by spraying a bunch of harsh chemicals on it and seeing how it reacts. Before we get into it, there were a few different questions that I had from those of you in the comments of, Jimbo, what's the difference between the Gloss Boss, which is the small bottle wipe-on ceramic coating, and your Toughest Shell? I love Toughest Shell. I don't want to get rid of it. You know, what are the differences? So Toughest Shell is a water-based, super easy to apply, will go on any surface, and really is meant to be a standalone, meaning you have no other protection on the car, or it can go on top of a small bottle solvent-based ceramic coating. So this is a spray ceramic coating, and this is a wipe-on ceramic coating. So with a wipe-on ceramic coating, you're gonna wanna make sure that you polish out the car, remove all defects, and it is a little bit trickier to apply, or really, I mean, mine isn't, but traditionally they are trickier to apply. This one is very, very easy to apply, but it does take more work. But you are gonna get longer term durability. So this is rated at about 3 to 5 years, where the Toughest Shell is rated at about 6 months. Now you can put Toughest Shell on top of the Gloss Boss, but you're not gonna wanna put the Gloss Boss on top of Toughest Shell. In fact, when you try to do that, it just doesn't work. It looks smeary and you can just tell it doesn't really bond, so you don't want to do that. But you will be able to use Toughest Shell on top of the Gloss Boss. So I hope that kind of clears up some confusion. It may add confusion, and if you are confused, just leave a comment below and I'll try my best to answer it, either in the comments or in a future video. So that covers that. The best collaboration in the history of the detailing industry just happened. That's right, Amazon / Jimbos Detailing. All my Jimbos Detailing products are now up on Amazon. So if you're a Prime shopper, you can get free shipping over on Amazon. I'll make sure to link below, but Jimbos Detailing and Amazon, the collaboration of the century. Also, the applicator did harden. So again, I've seen it go both ways. I tend to like to see the applicator harden. I just wanted to share that with you guys, but it did harden. So nice and soft on this side and thick and crusty on this side. So I have seen where that doesn't necessarily matter with some ceramic coatings, where the applicator doesn't harden and the coating still performs really well. We saw that with the Meguiar's M888. But most of the time, I would say 99% of the time, the applicator not hardening is an indication that the ceramic coating did not harden onto the surface either. One other thing that got brought up in the comments was a lot of people saying, hey, what is a high spot? I'm new to detailing. I don't know what a high spot is. And so I realized that with the advent of, or the release of this ceramic coating that is a very DIY friendly application, that there are going to be some terminology that I use as a professional that I need to kind of break down a little bit better. So what I did was, on this side, I left a high spot. So what a high spot is, if you can kind of see these rainbowed lines, or kind of, it looks like smeared soap on the surface, which would be the best way to explain a high spot. That is where the ceramic coating was not wiped off all the way. It's applied onto the surface. You leave it on the surface for the Gloss Boss. It could be up to 10 to 15 minutes. And then you level it with a dry microfiber towel, possibly a second microfiber towel, to remove all the product that hasn't bonded to the surface of the paint. So, or whatever surface you may be working on. So a high spot is where basically you didn't remove the product on the paint. It is higher on top of the surface. So it'll look like smeared soap. Now, this is why you want to work, and this is where the Gloss Boss is a little bit different than the Toughest Shell. If you leave these high spots like I did, these are not going to come off like with just simple washing after you've let it cure for a week. So you really want to make sure that when you're applying the Gloss Boss, that you have ample lighting and you're making sure that you don't have any high spots. It is forgiving about the first day. After the first day, if you have severe high spots like this, you're going to have to either compound them off, or worst case scenario, you may even have to sand them. So again, and that's where Toughest Shell is different from the Gloss Boss too. The Gloss Boss is a permanent ceramic coating, very permanent. So you don't want to leave this, in which I did here, of the high spot. So that is what a high spot is. So hopefully that clears that up. So the ceramic coating could be layered on top of itself within an hour. I just hit it. I think it's still fine though. But I did give it full 7 days for cure just because I'm going to be hitting it with harsh chemicals. It can be exposed to water, rain within that first hour as well. So really, the ceramic coating was designed to do things that other ceramic coatings can't do. So a very quick, easy application. It's very hard, but it could also be exposed to the elements right away. But because I am torture testing it and hitting it with, a bunch of crap, I did want to give it a full 7 days of cure. So let's see what it looks like. It is dusty. I have not cleaned it at all. So the hydrophobics on this first rinse may be a little off until I wash it, or they won't be. So the design of this product was to have really tight, round water beads that are just completely unrelenting, not relenting. That would be unrelenting water behavior. And so, yeah, that's what you're going to get with that. Expect, it to be very, very hydrophobic for a very, very long period of time. And if you do get a high spot, you will see that it will be hydrophobic. It's just extra product left on the surface. I think I overcomplicated that explanation of what a high spot is. All right, let's do its first wash. We are using the coming soon Jimbo soap. This is the touchless soap. The pH is about 8.5-ish. So it is not a pH neutral soap. So take that into consideration when we foam and wash this. We are not using a pH neutral soap to do that, but I thought a nice little foam cannon would help. A garden hose foam cannon. The water beading, looking very good. And the benefits, a lot of people have talked about water beading, water sheeting. Here's the gist of water beading versus water sheeting. It doesn't really act like magnifying glasses with the water beading. The problem with water sheeting is, though it in theory is better, no one actually likes water sheeting. No one buys a product that actually just sheets water because water beading is the clearest indication that you actually have protection on the surface. Now, if you're a hardcore enthusiast and you could read water behavior and all that, water sheeting is great, and water sheeting quickly does mean that there is protection still on the surface, but for the vast majority of people, they just want to see water beading, and that's why all products bead water. And that, my friends, is a benefit of having a ceramic-coated car, is because the water does bead and the water contact angle, if you want to get really technical, is higher. It is something that if your car's wet or it rains and then you go take it for a quick drive and the water is beading up, all that water is going to slide off the surface. So first up, let me put some gloves on. Forgot about that. Never try to put gloves on with wet hands. This is what happens. Okay, ready for your exam, Mr. Balaam? All right, first up is Hybrid Solutions. This is the Rapid Decon Iron Remover. And again, just a caveat, even though this is my own product, torture tests are just for fun. So they're a good way, they're a benchmark, a consistent way that we can benchmark products to see how good they actually are. And because I'm confident in my products, I'm actually gonna wipe in the product. So how's that for a towel? Gosh, this stuff stinks. So it looks like they put a new label on this stuff, but a really good iron remover. So iron removers, all the rage. But actually, I think too, as we get into this area, this time, more and more ceramic coatings being applied, and then this idea of ceramic coatings actually clogging, we're going to see the advent of more products to unclog these ceramic coatings. So when a coating is clogged, gosh, this nozzle is just not my friend. When a coating is clogged, you will lose a lot of the hydrophobic properties of the coating. So it won't look like this anymore, right? And so what is happening, or what I'm seeing, is that these ceramic products are very sensitive. So they may lose their hydrophobic properties, and when they lose their hydrophobic properties and maybe go to water sheeting, to my earlier point, is that people think the ceramic coating is dead. And so what we're going to see in the industry a lot more is we're going to see, I really hate this nozzle. What we're going to see is a lot more products come out for unclogging coatings or reviving ceramic coatings. And in fact, I got an email from a customer yesterday that said, hey, I applied this, I forget what even ceramic coating it was, onto a customer's car about 4 years ago. It's a work truck. He doesn't do any maintenance to it, none. He washed the car and the car looked flat. There was no hydrophobic properties at all on the car. Then what he did was he added the Pure Magic Cleaner as a soap booster, like I've showed in previous videos. I'll try to remember to link it below. And then he used Pure Magic Cleaner and wiped it onto the painted surface. And what that did was it cleared out all the pores. It cleared out all the contaminants of the paint and actually revived the ceramic coating. Now the ceramic coating had been on there for 4 years. It wasn't like, you know, didn't look like the first day he applied it, but it wasn't dead flat like it was before. That is the benefit to something like Jimbo's Pure Magic Cleaner, an acid-based cleaner, which actually works better than an iron remover. An iron remover is great for removing iron contaminants, and it turns purple, but it really does nothing else other than that. So Jimbo's Pure Magic Cleaner is a water spot remover, a heavy-duty wheel cleaner. It works to revive or unclog ceramic-coated vehicles. And so, yeah, we're gonna see a lot more of that. Pure Magic Cleaner is a bit of a sleeper product that a lot of people don't understand, so I'm gonna try to do better at explaining what that product can do. But one of the main features that we're gonna see it do is revive ceramic coating. So if you have a ceramic coating on your car that is flat or doesn't have the water behavior that it once did, using Jimbo's Pure Magic Cleaner on that is gonna really help revive that ceramic coating. So anyway, the Gloss Boss is looking great. So let's dry this. There we go. All right, now let's see. We'll save this one for last. Let's save that one for last too. So another thing that may happen that I thought would help with the torture test, and I've never used this product before, so I'm really hoping, fingers crossed, that it doesn't kill the ceramic coating. This is Superior Products. This is their coverall Dark Fury. This is their bug and wheel remover. Now this is a non-acid. It actually says right on the surface, no acid, and it's great for ATV and UTV cleaning. So it does talk about how you could use it actually on surfaces. So if this kills my product, I'm gonna be very mad, but we'll see. So a bug remover is something that I've been wanting to incorporate into the torture test. Nice ugly color there on that Dark Fury. A bug remover is something that I've been wanting to work into the torture test only because it's very realistic. So an iron remover is a very realistic thing that you would use on a ceramic coated car, and so is a bug remover. So, okay, so it looks flat. Let's see what happens. Let's wash it and see if we can revive that. There may be a lot of residue on the surface, so let's see what happens. Okay, hurt it a bit, but let's dry it and then let's hit it with Jimbo's Pure Magic Cleaner. So again, this is where when you see it maybe not beating water as good as you like, maybe a good spot to hit it with an acid-based water spot remover, or like I said, Jimbo's Pure Magic Cleaner. And to put this into some context, the Meguiar's ceramic coating did very well. We've seen other ceramic coatings fail with just a couple car washes too. So, uh-oh, Bryant. Let's soap it up again. There we go. We kind of brought back the hydrophobic properties. We are getting a lot of water sheeting, but we're also getting the water beading as well. So actually that Dark Fury stuff is pretty gnarly stuff. So I guess I would say use sparingly, formerly known as Rage. I wonder what the pH is on this, but it definitely is some gnarly stuff. So be careful with that. What else? But I will explain too, if you start to lose, oh, let's try it so we can. So we know the protection is still there because it's not sticking to the panel, it's still getting off. Another new one that I don't know why this test I decided to put new ones in, but this is the Griot's Garage 3-in-1 wheel, tire, and mat cleaner. Again, a non-acid. It's formulated for OEM wheels, tire, and mats. You may use this on your paint. So let's see how it does. Rub it in as well. And then I'll tell you where, and I'll show you where Toughest Shell comes in too. Because what we are seeing is the hydrophobics take a little bit of a hit, which is okay. That is always the first thing to go, but that's why we hit it with the blower to see how the water comes off the surface or how quickly it comes off the surface. Water sheeting, because it's okay if you lose the water beading. It's how quickly you can get the water off the surface is what you're really looking for. So we're taking a hit, but we'll see how much residue is here. So again, I'm okay with the water beading going away a little bit as long as the water is sheeting really good. We're hitting it with a higher pH soap. We're hitting it with super high pH chemicals. The water beading is gonna go away, and that's totally normal. As long as that water sheeting doesn't go away and the water keeps sheeting away pretty quickly. Also, one thing to note, this is just that I have noticed, these towels that are kind of this like longer microfiber versus like this is more of like a terry towel versus like a microfiber. These with a rinseless, in my opinion, will mar the surface. And so if you have really delicate paint, be careful with this because they're a little bit more aggressive than like this microfiber mitt. This is like the cheap one that came with the foam cannon. So just know that when you use these like terry towel wash mitts, they are a little bit more aggressive and they will strip protection on the surface faster. So again, I'm throwing everything at it that I possibly can because I want to test my own product and see where we're at. So we have nice water sheeting and water beading still. Again, I'm okay with getting into a little bit of water sheeting. Let's check it with the blower. Still good on that. So let's hit it. The last thing we'll hit it with, and then I'm going to explain where Toughest Shell can really come in. This is the Hybrid Solutions Hyperfoam wheel and tire. I think this is like a pH 13-ish. So this kills just about everything. Well, it didn't kill Toughest Shell. Play it back. So that Dark Fury may be the new sealant killer. It's an interesting product. I'm going to have to do more on that. So just know when you lose hydrophobic properties, look for the water sheeting. If the water is sheeting quickly and not sticking on the panel, that's how you know you still have protection on the surface, because water beading is going to be the first thing that goes. It's just the weakest attribute of most all products. You'll see that across the board, whether it's a carnauba wax, whatever kind of paint protection you put on, the first thing to go is always the hydrophobic water, the round beads. And that's why we have these products like, that you could spray and rinse on that are just kind of help the water bead up again. It's because that water beading behavior is always the first thing to go. So it looks dead, but this is heavy on the residue. It doesn't look dead. So you can see how the water is still sheeting very quickly. That's what you want to look for. If, for example, we have nothing over here, this was just panel prep. See how the water just kind of sticks on there? It eventually sheets off, but it's pretty slow. Not so much on the ceramic coated side. So we'll wash it again, hit it with the more aggressive wash mitt, okay? Blow it off. Okay, so ideally you're not using harsh chemicals on your ceramic coated vehicle, right? Or ever, right? If you have to use a bug remover, hopefully it's just in the front, right? However, if you do have, and this goes for my ceramic coating or any ceramic coating, it could be like the guy that reached out the other day that said, hey, this customer isn't maintaining the ceramic coating and the hydrophobics came back a little bit with the Jimbos Pure Magic Cleaner, but they really didn't come back fully. Something that you may want to do, and this is where Toughest Shell comes into this whole ecosystem of the Jimbos line, is if you start to lose the hydrophobics a little bit because you sprayed Dark Fury on, you did whatever, you don't maintenance it. If you want to maintenance it and bring back those really hydrophobic properties, that's where the Toughest Shell comes in. So again, you could use this as a standalone, or you can use it on top of an existing ceramic coating. So you would just spray 2 or 3 sprays back onto the surface. You would rub it in. And how I do this is after I wash a car while I'm drying it, I will simply just do that. A couple sprays per panel, dry the car as I would normally, and you're back in business. What this panel still is extremely smooth and extremely slick. So that is yet another indication that the ceramic coating is still there. Now, Toughest Shell, let's see how the hydrophobics are. I think the hydrophobics are better after about 15 minutes, but let's do it instantly to see where we're at. So as you can see, the hydrophobics came back. They weren't that dead, but maybe we can compare it before. We were definitely getting a little bit more sheeting than anything. But again, with the simple application of something like Toughest Shell, then the hydrophobics come right back. And you could literally repeat the process. Let's foam it, wash it. But you have that base layer of protection. You just wanted the hydrophobics to come back a little bit more. It was still slick, still glossy, still smooth. The beads just weren't as round as they once were. Boom, back in business with the hydrophobics. Show you blowing off. And there you go. So Jimbos Gloss Boss coming soon, a super durable, easy to apply ceramic coating for those of you that are like serious car enthusiasts. Obviously the Jimbos Toughest Shell is incredibly durable as well, but I mean, I can show you again. We could just let's just take Dark Fury again. So Dark Fury again. Now this is on a fresh, let's not rub it in and see what it does. This is on a fresh Toughest Shell application, but we're just kind of having fun here. So if you don't rub it in, it's gonna be a little bit better. Let's wash it and see how it goes. So again, I think if you do have, whether it's my ceramic coating or another ceramic coating on your car, it's always a good idea to just top it anyway. Chances are you're using a quick detail spray. Why not just make it a ceramic spray? So if you don't rub in Dark Fury, it doesn't hurt it as bad. Let's blow it off. Let's do it again just as like we're just extra hours having fun, I guess. Just to see if we can really kill it again. Because now I want to see, man, is this like the sealant killer? Is this the new tsunami cleaner like we used to see? Because guaranteed, based on all my previous videos, not a lot of products would stand up to that. Took a big, that hurt. Okay, so it's actually looking better the second time around. So with that toughest shell application on top, it will really help. So yeah, maintaining your ceramic coatings is a really, really good idea. How about that? I'll leave it at that. And this will be the last of it because I'm making a total mess now. There you go. So Jimbos Gloss Boss, Jimbos Toughest Shell. Toughest Shell is available now. Gloss Boss is coming soon, but it's an ultra durable, easy to apply ceramic coating. You can coat your whole car in about 30 minutes, which I will show in another video. But yeah, that concludes this torture test. And I'll leave you with this. Maintain your ceramic coated cars. Catch you on the next one.